Hello everyone, welcome back to the C programming tutorials. These tutorials are brought to you by ZDUP Technologies. In this tutorial video, we are going to see that what is a union in C and how can we declare and create a union and how can we use it. So first of all, what is a union? A union is a special data type. Just like an array and a structure, they are also special data types. So a union is also a special data type, and like a structure also, it helps us to store data of different data types, or it is a collection of elements which could be of different data types, just like a structure. Okay. So what is the difference between a structure and a union, and why there are two things, why there are structures and unions? The main difference between a structure and a union is that of memory space or memory location. A union can contain many members or many elements at the same time, but the total memory occupied by the union is the memory of the highest order. Means that suppose we declare an integer variable, we know an integer expects or it holds 4 bytes of memory. Okay, then we can declare suppose a string of 20 characters. Now we know that this string is going to hold 20 bytes of memory. So the total size of the structure in this case will be 20 bytes. While if we declare a structure with the same specifications, that is one integer variable and one string with 20 characters, the total size of the structure will be 20 plus 4, that is 24 bytes. So union is more memory efficient. It just occupies the space that is required by its variable who holds the maximum size, and then it reuses the same piece of memory. So whenever you are talking about memory conservation, you are bound to go with a union instead of a structure. The working, the definition, the declaration, and the usage of a union is similar to that of a structure. The only difference being the memory location. Okay. So with that said, let us just write the union and see how a union can be declared. So for that, we first need to come out of the main function and we need to declare union with the help of a keyword known as union. And then just like the structure, we need to provide the union tag. In the structure, we provided the structure tag or the name of the structure. So here in the union, we need to provide the union tag, which is similarly the name of the union. So I'm just going to declare a union for employee like this. Okay. And then again, we need the braces. So like this. And here we can declare any number of elements that we want, and they can be of different data types. Okay. So first of all, I'm just going to declare ID, which is of integer data type. That means it will hold 4 bytes. Okay. Then I'm going to declare a character array, that is n of 20. This is going to be the name of the employee. Okay. This means it will hold 20 bytes, right? So these are the two things that I'm going to hold in my union. And similarly, I'm also going to create a structure using the struct keyword. It is going to be student, but it is also going to hold the same values as our structure. Okay. So it is also going to hold ID, and it is also going to hold a name of 20 characters. Okay. Now let us just compare the size of this union and the structure. So for that purpose, we can just clear up this printf statement. And first of all, to compare the size, we need to just create an instance of the union and of the structure as well. Now in order to create the instance of the union, what you need to do is just write union, the name of the union for whose you want to create an instance, that's employee in our case, and then the name or the variable, that is E. So E over here is a union variable, right? And similarly for the structure, we know that struct, you need to provide the name and the variable name, that is S. Now in order to print their size, we can simply use a printf statement, that is size. So first of all, we are going to print the size of union. That's going to be mod D, and we know for this purpose we can use a size of operator. So size of E. And then in the very next line, we are going to print the size of the structure. So structure, and let's just provide it with \n space mod D, comma, size of, it's going to be S, right? So let's just compile it and see what is the output that we get. So the size of union is 20 and the size of structure is 24. That's exactly what we expected. Okay, now let's just clear up all these things. We're going to just get rid of our structure part because we don't want it anymore. It was just for the comparison of the size, right? Now let's see that how can we work with the values of the union. We have declared a variable of union type, union employee type E, and now let's just use it. So how can we use it? We can initialize it simply by using e.id, and let's just initialize id to say 10. Okay, and then we are going to use the strcpy function to just copy the value. So in e.n, we are going to copy the name of the salesman or the employee, which is John Doe in our case. Okay, and let's just print both of these values. So it's going to be \n id equals, with the placeholder of mod D, we can simply print e.id, and on the very next line we can just use the printf statement to print the name of the employee, and it is going to be a string, so we have used the placeholder mod s and then e.n, right? And then let's use a semicolon. So we are expecting id equals 10 and name equals John Doe. Let's just compile it. Okay, so this is the output that we have got. Name is correct, John Doe, but in id this is some corrupted value or some garbage value. Now let's understand the reason why we are getting this output. So the simple explanation of this is, when we initialized id with 10, the total bytes that the union has was 20. So 10 was given, 4 bytes were occupied by this number 10. Okay, next what we did was initialize those 20 bytes with John Doe. So now whatever was written, that is these 4 bytes that contained the number 10, were overwritten and this John Doe was written in them. Okay, now when we try to access these 4 bytes using e.id, there was nothing as 10 over there, but there was some character values. That is why C provided us with some garbage values, because it could not recognize those characters into integers as we provided a placeholder. And then when we try to access it with the help of the string, that is mod s, we were able to get the correct output. So that is a drawback in union, or basically it is not a drawback, it is a trick on how you can actually use the variables, or how can you actually get the values of the variables declared inside a union. Now in order to show the correct output, what do you need to do is, as soon as you have initialized the value, you need to use the printf statement here only. Okay, so let's just get rid of this printf statement from here. Let's just cut it and paste it here. So basically what will happen is, as soon as these values or this variable is initialized with 10, it is printed, and then this value is overwritten using this statement, and then this value is printed. So let's just compile it once again. And now you can see that we have got id equals 10, that is absolutely correct, and name equals John Doe, which is absolutely correct. So this is the working of a union. This is how you can just work with a union in C. Now this is an example of declaring a union variable. There is another way. Instead of writing this statement, you can just omit this statement and you can just declare the union variable here only. Suppose we just write E over here and just omit out this statement. Now we compile it and run it. Then also we get the same output, because there are two ways of how you can just declare a union variable. And that's it. That's all you need to know about the unions in C. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.